Hello everyone, it's Radio, and welcome back to the channel. So today, I have the Wither based Obsidian farm that I showed in my Illogical episode 1, which should be yesterday at the time of this recording. Actually, recorded the same day, but which I should have announced yesterday. So today I'm just going to showcase on the farm itself. Um, so this isn't a perfect farm. It's really small, so I really didn't care about it being super efficient because we're just gonna run it for however long we wanted to on the server and then just turn it off forever. So it doesn't really matter to me if it's not max efficiency or whatever. This will more than likely go in shitpost, but I don't really care because I just made it for fun. And if you're not having fun in this game, who really cares? Um, but I'm just going to show you the overall concept of what I did and just how it works nonetheless. Um, so the withers are trapped above this obsidian, and there are walls here so that way he cannot go either way. And then there will also be a boat and a lantern so that way it can't move up. So it's completely trapped in here. I tested this for a really long time. Um, I probably took to work it for like 2-3 days, which I know isn't that long, but it's good enough. I haven't had these where these escaped after I got it running. Once you start it and they escape, that's more than likely use your error. But once it's running, they basically can't go anywhere unless you punch them. Then obviously, then you're just being a dumbass. Um, so they they can see the villager. Hey, it's editing radio here. So I made some minor adjustments to this wither-based farm. I added an iron golem instead of a villager to attract the uh, the withers. This being because they have way more health. They have 100 HP versus 20, and also watching Cubic Meter's wither-based farm for the obsidian pillars. He used iron golems, which I didn't actually know was possible until I actually tried it myself. But so the newer version uses iron golems instead of villagers. It'd probably be a lot easier to carry around iron blocks and pumpkins anyway. So that's why I just use this. Um, but yeah, that's like the only uh, difference between the schematics. So everything else is the same, but it's just the iron golem. And they're always constantly trying to shoot at him. But with the bubble column, the skulls will actually shoot upwards. So much like an item shoots up, so will the skulls. And we'll hit this cobblestone generator in the back. It's actually not on right now, but it will hit this cobblestone generator that's just being generated right here. And as soon as it generates, it gets pushed up. We also have this extra protective cobblestone wall in the back. You may have to replace this with obsidian because I have noticed in the Illogical episode that the back of it was actually destroyed from blue skulls. So you can probably put obsidian back here, but I'm pretty sure blue skulls can also destroy obsidian. But I'll put a corrected version of it in the Lightmatic. I might just leave it with a cobblestone or even add an extra layer. But it's really not that big of a deal if you have just one layer or the two. We have a hopper clock in the back that updates this observer with a comparator, and it just updates all these with the rail line to push the cobblestone up. And I believe there's 5 items in there, and there is 4 for some reason in this one. So it's basically mirrored back to back, and that's basically the whole concept. So what we use for breaking the obsidian is we actually use an observer-based detection when the obsidian gets generated. And then we shoot snowballs at the withers, and then it breaks, gets redetected, and the cycle continues. So it does use snowballs. I'm not entirely sure how many in an hour. I never really tested that. Because what we did on Illogical was actually add a snow farm to the top. So this is 40,000 snowballs an hour by Il Mango. And this is basically all we did for the snow. We do have a 1.2 million snow farm that way, but bringing over shulkers back and forth isn't really that good of an idea. And using shovels, it was just super annoying to bring over iron and wood to craft sticks and more shovels. So what we decided to just do this, and that way it's fully automatic. We'd have 0 player input and absolutely like no resources need to be emitted into this thing other than the shulker boxes into these loaders. That's the only thing that gets used up with this obsidian farm, which I think is actually quite nice. So what you can do if you don't know what to do for the item input to generate the obsidian platform, since they re-added that from 1.8 into 1.16. Basically, you can set up a mini cobblestone farm, like the one Il Mango showed in one of his videos. I'll link that down in the description. And you can have an item being teleported or transported into the end every few seconds. Actually, this is the clock that we used on the Illogical SMP. Basically, we just used a repeater clock like this. All of them in 2 ticks, except for one is on 3 ticks. And this gives the perfect timing for the item to be dispensed around every second. You can also use a hopper clock if that seems easier for you, but I really didn't care when setting this up, so this is plenty fine on the server. So yeah, that's basically it on the timings and everything. I'll show you how to put in the withers into the farm. So first, what you need to do is put any block on these right above, actually on the observer, and then 2 blocks up from the observer. So you want to fill in all of those blocks. This is just to prevent the wither from pathfinding to another villager that it's not supposed to be on. So these withers are supposed to pathfind to this villager, and same thing for these withers supposed to pathfind to this villager. So in order to summon in, I'll make sure the carpet is set to false, so that's good. So in order to put the withers in, you first need to set up the boats. And for that, you want a slab. It doesn't matter what slab at all. You put some water in there. And then you want to put boats in the dispensers above. And activate it with either redstone block or a lever or, just whatever. And then you want to take out the water and add the lanterns on top. By the way, the lanterns up here are just for in the schematics, that way we know to bring lanterns. And then you would add, after that, your boat thing is done. When you get the boats in, make sure to never ever hit them or do anything to nudge them, because they have to be in the center. So to summon in the withers, you just do the normal wither pattern, and you want to put a bucket of water right here. Not on this slab, just directly right there. Then you just put water there, and if you're in survival, you would stand back. Actually, go into survival. Okay. So now that it is pathfinding to the villager, I'm gonna go in survival here just to show you that it's completely safe. You would just get the water back in the bucket, and then move on to the next one. So you can do the one over here, but I find it easier just to do one side and then do the other side. Okay. So you just want to put in the T shape as normal. Throw it in, water bucket in, move away. So that way the wither doesn't pathfind to you. Okay. Then you just want to come up here, take the water bucket. And there we go. The block over the observer is actually crucial. I summoned in the withers before without the block, and the water actually updates the observer, which will fire the snowballs and will completely break your block wall here. So you don't want to do that. Basically, it's mirrored from the other side, which I can actually do now. So let me go into creative. So it's basically just mirrored on the other side. I probably won't do that just because it's literally the exact same thing. But this is completely survival safe. They won't pathfind to you. You want to make sure you don't place a block here or even here. And probably on the top of here. So no blocks up here because this head will actually destroy it, which will break a lot more than you see here, than just this block. So everything how it is needs to be this way. There is some item loss because with the random momentum of the item entities, they will fly either above or on top of that fence. I have seen it land on the fence like this, or they will just fly into this soul sand right here. I've seen a few stacks before in these, but it's not really that common, and it's really not that big of a deal to have a couple items floating around everywhere. It's not really going to affect the rates at all that much, and it doesn't matter when you're getting infinite obsidian anyway. Alright, so here is the clock that we use. And the farm is running, well, halfway running. I didn't add the withers, and it works completely fine. And all the items just get transported in here. So we've actually had this running on for about 2-3 days in Illogical and already got like 2 million obsidian. So it's pretty quick, but it's not that quick. It's definitely quicker than a player mining. And it's also a lot cheaper because you don't have to deal with the pickaxe uses a ton. But I also want to show you. So if you're in survival and you want to go to the end, it is completely fine for you to hop in, no matter what. Just don't hold on to your. Just don't press anything and don't punch, don't eat, don't do anything basically. And it's perfectly fine for you to go to the end. But you just have to make sure you don't press anything and you would just fall right in. And I also added this door so you can just hop out, throw the obsidian, and see how much is in your storage, and that's it. So I probably won't add everything you see here. I'll just add the farm itself, but not the storage. Because if you want more or less, you can definitely do it yourself. It's really not that complicated. You can even use it. You don't have to use a dropper line. You can also use bubble columns. It really doesn't matter. But I will not be adding this. I'll only add this part to the schematic, nothing else really. And the shulker loaders. So yeah, that's the whole farm. Why do I have a skull on my head? Alright, so that's the entire farm. So if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments. I'll be sure to help you out with any concerns you might have. And if you feel like there can be any improvements, just let me know also down in the comments, or hit me up on Discord or whatever you want. It really doesn't matter to me how you contact me. I will try to answer it as fast as I can. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who came over to watch this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Um, I am fairly certain I'll bring out more episodes like this and more episodes like Illogical. So I really appreciate the support, all the new subscribers that have came around, and I just want to thank you all so very much um, for everything, really. And I just want to, yeah, just thank you guys. And I'll catch you in the guys in the next one. Bye.